It's not normal to gain that much weight. People are so fat that just sounds like not that much, right? How often do you hear that? How often do you hear that in the fitness industry? Here we go. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the box? Some bullshit. All right, we got a sweet. We got a sweet tweet. That's a sweet. So this is from the Center for Body Image Research and Policy. The tweet says, we conducted a study about body image and eating during COVID-19 funded by Mizzou Hess. I'm assuming that's Mizzou, the college, health, exercise. I don't know. Whatever. Over 40% of our sample agreed it would be worse to gain 25 pounds during social distancing than to become infected with COVID-19. Fat phobia kills. Hashtag diet culture. All right, we got to fucking chop this up. We got to get into this. I'm going to break it down because those of you listening, I know I'm reading. By the way, I read through these for the first time together. That's on purpose. So we kind of like, if something really slaps me across the fucking face, I'm seeing it for the first time. Okay. So for those of you that are just listening, you can't read it with us. I'm going to read through it again because I know that might not have been cogent. All right. So it says, this is from the Center for Body Image Research and Policy. We conducted a study about body image and eating during COVID-19 that was funded by Mizzou HES. I'm assuming it's some kind of organization from the college. Over 40% of our sample agreed it would be worse to gain 25 pounds during social distancing than to become infected. So 40% of people said it would be worse to gain all that weight than to get COVID. And they're saying fat phobia kills. This is diet culture. This is fat phobia. So it's fat phobia that 40% of women and 46% of men agreed that it would be worse to gain 25 pounds. They say this is the difference. Okay. They're saying 25 pounds during social distancing. You mean fucking quarantine. Okay. There's a period where people couldn't really fucking go anywhere and you know it. That's different than social distancing. There's been different shades of this. Okay. Now, I have no idea. How many people were part of the study. Over 40% of our sample, so 40% of women and 46% of men, 25 pounds. You know what I think the problem is that people underestimate the high increase, the risk of that kind of excessive weight gain. People dramatically underestimate the negative health impacts of 25 extra pounds. Do you know why? Do you know why people drastically underestimate just 25 pounds? Because so many people are 50, 75, 100 plus pounds overweight. Our country has become so fucking fat and so unhealthy that 25 pounds doesn't sound like a lot. It's so common and ubiquitous to need to lose 25 pounds. They think, oh, it's just 25 pounds. 25 pounds isn't a lot if you have 25 marbles in a bag. If you have 25 pumpkin seeds, oh, it's 25. Doesn't sound like a big number. I have $25. It's not a lot of money. It's money. You can buy stuff with it, but it's not a lot of money. 25 pounds is a lot of extra fucking body weight. A lot of extra fucking fat. And that's the real problem. That's the real problem. People don't want to get fat. They're manipulating common sense with this is diet culture and fat phobia. It's not wanting to gain 25 worthless pounds of fucking fat. That's not fat phobia. That's not wanting to be unhealthy. You don't just gain 25 fucking pounds. I'm serious. You don't just gain, you fluctuate a couple pounds day to day. Drop some biceps and gorillas if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm on a fucking roll. You don't accidentally gain 25 pounds. You have to actively trash your body. That's like a progressive accumulation of calories. You don't just, oh, I just gained 25 pounds. That's a goddamn pregnancy. Okay? You have to overeat regularly, over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you gain 25 pounds, you've been engaging in real shitty fucking behaviors. If you gain 25 pounds, even of just fucking fat. I'm not talking about gaining muscle. Gaining 25 pounds of fucking fat is not healthy. And we're talking about during social distancing. We're talking about maybe like a couple months because you've been able to go and do a lot of stuff out. You've been able to walk outside. We've known for a long time, walking outside in fucking sunlight, you're totally fine. Go fucking exercise. So there's been no excuse to be that fucking, you can walk, you can go outside this whole time. Things might have been closed down, but now it's more towards winter again. But I'm saying like you've had plenty of time. People have been outside for a long time this summer. But then, of course, you know, certain areas, some people had fires to deal with and all that shit. So I'm not, again, I'm talking about, you know, talking about generalities here, of course, like everyone else is. It's not normal. It's not fucking normal. It's not normal to gain that much weight. People are so fat that just sounds like not that much, right? How often do you hear that? How often do you hear that in the fitness industry? How often do you hear that just in society? Oh, I need to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose about 25 pounds, 50 pounds. That's so common. I hear that all day. I hear that all day. Not only that, I read posts all the time for those of you that are in the Swole fam that are saying, I lost 50 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. I've lost 100 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds. People say 25 pounds all the time. All the time. That's a very standard thing to say. People, it's so common to need to lose that much weight. People say it all the time. It's not even exciting. My people are like, hey, I lost 20. That's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. All right, let's take some more. Let's see what we got here. Melissa Janke or Yonke. Apologies if I butchered that. My husband gained 30 pounds during COVID. He was eating trash and is already morbidly obese. I started being honest about my concerns with his diet because of Papa and this podcast. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. Thanks, MJ. I appreciate it. I apologize on the name. I hope to see you again on the podcast. Just drop in the comments how to pronounce your name. Jank. Could be Jank or Jank. Where's that from? What's the background of that last name? Heather B. I've lost 30 pounds during quarantine. Kashina, 25 pounds is hard to get off though. I know, that's what I'm saying. So there's with good reason why people wouldn't want, why 40% of women, there's a good reason why a lot of people, because COVID, what's the survival rate? What's the 99%? 99.5% for like a younger, healthier person, 40% of women and 46% of men that were used in this study, probably of an age where COVID isn't an extreme concern. Obviously there's situations that people have had terrible lasting conditions. I'm not saying it's 100% across the board. Obviously there's inconsistencies but we know how to treat it better now than we did in March. So people got it worse, had worse of a time, had more side effects and more issues come from that. Testing wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. You know, it's getting better and better. Anyway, so it's like, why are we justifying? Like 25 pounds is a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. But it's just it's such a common thing to find people that are obese that 25 pounds is more normalized. Oh, you just want to lose. Oh, it's just only 25 pounds. That's a lot of fucking weight. You don't just gain 25 pounds. You constantly overeat.